Hi everyone, welcome to my travel diary. So for the past 6 months I've been traveling in Southeast Asia, and in this chapter we're doing the Ha Giang Loop, which I have been looking forward to since the beginning of my trip. And let me tell you, this is definitely something to put on your list. I had such an amazing time and I really hope you enjoyed this video. The day before the loop, I took the bus from Haiphong to Ha Giang. It took 10 hours and I arrived at 5 p.m. It's a long bus ride, but if you've been to Vietnam, you know how amazing the sleeper buses are, so I don't even mind. The red bag is the bag that I'm bringing on the loop, and I'm leaving my big backpack at the hostel. You only want to bring a few outfits and some necessities. This is day number 1. It was quite hectic in the morning. A lot of people are arriving and preparing for the loop. I decided to go with mamas, and I will talk more about them throughout the video. This whole experience felt a little bit like a school trip, but in a good way. So it started by us getting an introduction, and then our names were called into groups. It was over 100 people, and each group was around 20 people. So I decided to get an easy driver, meaning I will sit in the back of an experienced driver instead of driving myself, which I'm very happy I did, because even though I love riding a scooter, I just felt like I could relax, enjoy the view, and take pictures. I am doing the 4 days and 3 nights loop, and I knew I would drink every night, so it just felt good not having to worry about driving the next morning. Every day had kind of a different scenery, which I loved. So the first day was very green, a lot of high points, and you can see the water, and I'm not gonna lie, it was so beautiful I started crying. We watched the waterfall, and we also made a visit in a village. At 1 o'clock we would stop for lunch, and I love the food that we got every day. It was like family style dinners. You get a lot of different dishes, and this is also a great time to get to know the people in your group. Every day is kind of set up the same, so you start at 9 and then you arrive to the hostel for the night at around 5. So it's a lot of hours of driving, however you do stop frequently, and I don't think we ever drove for an hour straight ever. We made a lot of stops at like viewpoints and cafes, and I did feel like it was too many stops sometimes, but also I'm not the one driving, you know. But if you're thinking about driving, just know that there is a lot of stops, so you don't have to worry about that. So at 5 we arrived to the hostel, and this was the dorm, and it looks pretty bad, but the beds are very comfy and it's giving a school trip, and you know, it's quite cozy. I was chilling at the pool, and then I showered and got ready for dinner at 7, and after dinner the party began. So every night they would serve us something called happy water, which in Vietnamese is rượu. It's rice wine and it's strong, and every time you drink you do a drinking chant, and it's fucking iconic. Good morning. Every day for breakfast we get a banh mi with eggs and vegetables, and then around 9 we meet up with our drivers and get ready. And this is in May, so I would say the weather was quite pleasant. It wasn't too cold or hot, however the temperature will vary because you're driving in the mountains, so I would always keep my wind jacket where I could reach it easily for when it's cold. So very important to check the weather before you go so you can pack the right kind of clothes.
This is Vilma, and this is Ellen. Ellen.
On one of the stops on the loop, you will be approached by a bunch of kids wanting to braid your hair and put flowers in it, and it is very cute, and they won't ask you for money, but you can definitely tell what they want as soon as they approach you. And I would never take on a service without paying, especially if taking pictures and videos, but something that I wasn't aware of until my friend told me afterwards is that these kids don't go to school because they would rather make money. So there are also signs in Vietnamese written by the government that says that you shouldn't pay them because there will be no future for them. So these children, they cannot read, for example. That's how bad it is. And this is such a dilemma, I think. I was thinking about this the whole day because I just don't know what the right thing to do is. The internet says that the government have support programs to help ensure the children in Ha Giang can attend to school. but I'm not entirely sure. If anyone knows about this, please comment. Okay, let's talk a little bit about mamas. So as you can tell, it's more of a party vibe. It's a young crowd. There are like a lot of 19-year-old looking people. So I would recommend you choosing a tour depending on what kind of experience you want. If you're looking for like smaller groups and a more authentic experience, I would not choose mamas. One thing that I didn't like about mamas is that they kind of make group based on your nationality, and there's also a lot of Dutch people. So I'm not against any nationality, but if the majority speaks in their own language, it's kind of hard to socialize, you know? So it was quite bad the first night, but it did get better the other nights.
Tôi đi làm video.
Bố mẹ nha. Con lên rể đấy.
Vừa đòi hỏi cái đơn ly hôn rồi đòi lên rể.
Welcome to day 3. It's my favorite day of the loop. The scenery today was just something else. We also went on a boat, which I really enjoyed. I would say today had the most challenging roads. You'll see it later in the video, but some places just didn't have like proper asphalt. It would just be rocks and dust. But other than that, it was just chef's kiss.
If you can go to the next flow, go to the carry.
Yesterday was the last night of this tour, and even though it's only been 3 days, you get kind of emotional because you've been close to the same people 24/7. So everyone were going quite hard to celebrate, and I got a little bit too drunk. But today is the last day, and we actually woke up to pouring rain. But I thought it was adding it to the experience. We have to think positive here, you know. There were rain protectors you could buy at the hostel. I also got shoe covers, so it was fine. And the first stop we did was at a waterfall, so the downside was that it was cold and rainy, so most people chose not to swim. I was one of the boring people, but I thought it was such a hassle to just take off and put on clothes. After 1 or 2 hours, the rain stopped and the air felt very fresh. I also think it was so pretty with all the clouds and fog. We are coming to an end, you guys. This tour costed me 5 million dong, which is around $200, and that included 3 nights, all the food, accommodation, gas, and a driver. Tipping is optional, but most people tip 500 to 1 million dong. This was worth every penny, and if you have the opportunity to do it, then you should definitely do it. The feeling of driving through the mountains, valleys, and villages is just incredible, and also all the people that you meet, like, it's so much fun. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, then just let me know. Bye!